A majority of gun homicides and assaults involve illegal weapons. And where do these guns come from? How do they get into the hands of dangerous people who then too often use them in acts of violence? Well, some alarming new research finds that in cities that report data to the FBI, gun theft from cars is now the largest source of stolen weaponry. It's taking place alongside rising rates of gun sales. At least 180 cities reported an increase in gun thefts from cars from 2019 to 2020. The research was conducted by a non-profit called Everytown for Gun Safety. Its study analysed crime data from over 9 years in more than 270 small to large cities across 38 states. The key findings show that on average at least one gun is stolen from a car every 15 minutes in America. Thefts from cars divert guns away from the legal market. The report also claims that a decade ago, less than a quarter of gun thefts were from vehicles, but that proportion has now risen to more than half. The research suggests the country is witnessing its biggest spike in gun thefts from cars ever, in unison with spikes in gun sales and homicides, and also the speed of crime gun recoveries. It suggests that cars parked at residences, in driveways and outside homes are the most common source of stolen weapons. The highest number of gun thefts from cars occurred in the city of Memphis in Tennessee, with nearly 200 guns stolen for every 100,000 people. Other cities with high rates of gun theft include Chattanooga, also in Tennessee, Charleston in South Carolina, and Warner Robins in Georgia. Gun thefts from cars have been trending upwards for much of the last decade, but the sharpest increase occurred at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic back in early 2020, when gun sales and violence notably spiked as well. In the decade prior to the pandemic, an average of 13.5 million guns were sold annually, but in 2020 that number jumped to 22 million. Experts say the shift is exacerbated by many factors, including a surge in firearm purchases during the pandemic. As for possible solutions to prevent the rise in gun thefts, some of them could include secure storage laws, lost and stolen reporting laws, public awareness campaigns, and devices that make it easier to store guns securely in cars. States must also pass gun safety laws requiring guns to be securely stored and not visible when left unattended in vehicles. States including California, Connecticut and Oregon have already taken those kinds of steps. Policymakers, local leaders, law enforcement agencies, community members and, most importantly, gun owners all bear culpability as the country faces calls to build public awareness around the issue.